Defense Updates has reached more than 150,000 subscribers. We're genuinely thankful to our viewers. You keep us going. We don't dilute your video watching experience in this channel with sponsored products. If you like what we're doing, kindly support us on Patreon. www.patreon.com/Defense Updates. President Putin talked about the U.S.-North Korea nuclear standoff in a press conference on Thursday night. His assessment of the situation matched far more closely with what we hear from U.S. experts on North Korea than anything that the Trump administration has said. Russia has a land border with North Korea less than 20 kilometers or 12 miles long, and does have a great interest in seeing that there is no major conflict, especially involving nukes. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes why President Putin says that it's impossible to scare North Korea.
Number 3.
The United States wants the UN Security Council to impose an oil embargo on North Korea and subject leader Kim Jong Un to an asset freeze and travel ban, according to a draft resolution seen by Reuters on Wednesday. Putin gave no indication on Thursday whether Moscow would back that resolution, but he and top Russian government officials have previously condemned the idea of tightening sanctions and shown little enthusiasm to stop modest fuel exports to Pyongyang or send home North Korean workers.
Number 2.
Russia, along with China, has advocated a freeze-for-freeze plan, under which the United States and South Korea would stop major military exercises in exchange for North Korea halting its weapons programs. Neither side appears willing to budge so far, however. Putin said Pyongyang would not end its nuclear and missile programs because it viewed them as the only means of self-defense. It's impossible to scare them, said Putin. Pyongyang was being offered the prospect of no new sanctions if it froze its weapons programs, but Putin said North Korea believed the wider risks to its own security outweighed the potential economic benefits of such a concession. We're telling him that we will not impose sanctions, which means you will live better, you will have more good and tasty food on the table, you will dress better, said Putin. But the next step, they think, is an invitation to the cemetery, and they will never agree on this.
Number 1.
Putin, speaking at an economic forum in the far eastern Russian port of Vladivostok, alongside his South Korean counterpart and the Japanese Prime Minister, had previously warned that simmering tensions around Pyongyang's missile program could tip into global catastrophe. But on Thursday, after days of talks with regional leaders and officials, Putin struck a more optimistic note, saying Russia could see that the administration of U.S. President Donald Trump wanted to defuse tensions around North Korea. Russian President Vladimir Putin said he thought the North Korea crisis would not escalate into a large-scale conflict involving nuclear weapons, predicting that common sense would prevail. I'm sure that things will not go as far as a large-scale conflict, especially with the use of weapons of mass destruction, Putin told delegates at the forum. All the competing sides have enough common sense and understanding of their responsibility. We can solve this problem through diplomatic means. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.